Tudor Cinema Club in Cologne at the minute, and we're here to talk to you about record stores. Anyone ever worked in a record store?
No.
No, me neither.
None of us have ever really had real jobs. No.
Alex worked in a garden centre once. It was a bit like a record store, would you say? Clientele?
Yeah, no.
Question.
Do you ever go to independent record stores when you visit different cities on tour?
Occasionally.
We were recently, no, that's probably not an
Because
independent record
it's
store.
like it's always cool to go and look around like record stores and stuff. But when you're on tour, you can't afford to buy loads of CDs, and you have to lug them around because you're in like this tiny little van. So yeah, it's nice to go and check them out, but we never get to really buy any stuff.
Yeah.
What was the last CD or vinyl that you bought?
I did buy ages ago, but it's the only one I can think of recently. The mind blank. I bought the new Maps album recently on CD. I don't really tend to buy vinyls anymore. My vinyl player broke, so they seem like unplayable at the moment to me.
Are you a vinyl collector?
I really like the idea of having a vinyl.
I am a bit, but I don't have a vinyl player. I just like the way they look. I have them in my bedroom in Bangor. Maybe one day I'll get one.
How did you start recording as a band and when?
Recording?
We used to always get together in the loft above my garage and start recording songs on my laptop, and just did that every day for like 2 years, pretty much, without jobs or anything.
That was how we kind of got into it at first. It was mainly very low-key demoing our own stuff in the garage, really.
I guess the first proper thing we recorded was our first EP. We recorded it again in Alex's loft, and then
I think I put it to the living room.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
We got our friend to mix and master it, and then we released it ourselves in Belfast. We had a launch night, and we got them all printed and things, and that was our first real release, so to say, of our own stuff. We very much come from a DIY sort of background, and we really respect all that sort of. You would laugh at me.
No.
You need to speak up.
Yeah.
Yes, you're mumbling.
What influences you now?
Influences us now. I guess being on the road is kind of a big influence. Like we're kind of on the road all the time, I guess. So it's a big influence on your life at the moment. It's kind of because it kind of is your life, and so you don't really have much time to do anything else. So everything kind of fits around being on the road, I guess. So it kind of influences it that way.
What was the first single or album that you bought?
First single I ever bought was Celine Dion, My Heart Will Go On. Titanic had just come out. Got a little bit carried away.
I think the first album I had was Michael Jackson, Dangerous on CD. No, on cassette, but I didn't buy it. That's all I knew existed. No, it was my mum or dad's, and that was all I knew existed of Michael Jackson when I was a small child. It's not even like the best album, it's so weird. And then I think the first one I bought was the Spice Girls' first album on cassette.
That was the first one I ever bought as well. It was the first album I bought.
Bear in mind, this was when we were about, I don't know, 13. Maybe
I guess
6.
it's changed
5 or
when you're.
6.
I think when you're in our generation, you kind of bought music a lot earlier than you did in previous generations. So your mum was taking you out to buy cassettes when you were maybe 6 or 7 years old. So I guess it's not that.
I don't know what my first single was though. I can never. It was on CD. It was either I Want to Be the Only One by Eternal or The Bad Touch by the Bloodhound Gang. These are quite like set apart from each other. But that's how you are when you're like 7.
What's your favourite album?
Ever?
Ever?
Yeah.
I think I have a favourite album.
Yeah, it's hard to pick. Don't think I have a favourite album.
I think that
Alright. Just make one up.
One of my favourite albums is The Remote Part by Idlewild.
One of my favourite albums is Relationship of Command by At the Drive-In.
the album that I really remember buying this album was Nevermind by Nirvana. We had because I remember I bought it just as we had one independent record store in Bangor where we were from, and it was just before it closed down because there just wasn't enough. There weren't enough people interested to support it in Bangor. And I remember going in maybe 1 or 2 days before the shop closed down and getting that record. And that has been one of my favourite albums that I've owned.
Hi, we're Two Door Cinema Club. Help support independent record stores by buying our album Tourist History in one of them.
Record Store Day is on the 17th of April, and for more information you can go to recordstoreday.com.
You can catch us on tour in the US from the 20th of April onwards until the end of May.